Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about all the amazing albums that were released 2020. So I don't really listen to pop music that much, so sorry there won't be a lot of mainstream artists. First up, I'm going to spoil myself already, say my favorite album of the year was none other than Ungodly Hour by Chloe and Halle. So my name is Halle, so I'm a little biased, but I am always blown away by an artist that does their own writing, especially their own production, and Chloe did most of the production herself. And I just love to see people who are actually working on every step of the process in their own music. And the music in the album is sonically diverse. It's production off the charts, talent off the charts, instruments off the charts. Everything is excellent, and that's why they have 3 Grammy nominations for this album. Second place is Free IH. This is not the one you've been waiting for, and this is by Illumahadis. They are a punk band. I've recently started listening to more like femme punk, and this album is so amazing. Every single song is amazing. They hooked me in immediately. Every single track is amazing, and they know how to change up the music and use different styles and not go too overboard with the instrumentation and the style that they're using. Third is Super Bloom by Ashton Irwin. This album, it's really reminiscent of Nirvana, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, very grunge inspired, like 90s rock. It is about his issues with mental illness and just complex relationships and his relationship with his family, and just it's not just a one sort of issue album, and you can see everything he's been going through. And I don't even know how he released an album right after releasing an album with Five Sauce, and then he did a whole live concert set, so watch it if you haven't. It is amazing. The next band that is amazing, I was looking for a band that sounded like Don Broco. They had kind of this hard-hitting rock sound, and the only band that I could find was this band called Bukovi. They're completely different, but they have that same just energy, fire. They're from Scotland. Duo, strong female lead, amazing vocals out of this world. 2021 they're going to be playing Transmit Festival next year, which is in Scotland, so hopefully they get more fans from this. They're ridiculously underrated. Next album, we all love them. Tame Impala. Kevin, such an inspiration, how he has produced albums single-handedly, just every step of the process, and his musical talent is incredible. And everyone loves Borderline, but I love Breathe Deeper more. Next album is Healer by Grouplove. I just love their free spirit and their approach to making music. With Healer, they had a lot of social commentary talking about how the media affects us and all sorts of different perspectives that have a really important message, and they're not afraid to be different, which is really, really important to me. Uniqueness is the number one thing that that I look for in an artist. Next album is Zeros, which contains my favorite song of the year, The Key to Life on Earth. As soon as I heard it, I was like, this song is amazing. Not only music individually, but how he ordered the album was amazing. The next album is Manic by Halsey. I really love 3 AM and Graveyard. Next is Bring Me the Horizon, post-human survival horror. Bring Me the Horizon is one of my favorite bands ever. I really love this album, and they did a song with Youngblood called Obey. album is Ordinary Man by Ozzy Osbourne. So I'd only really known Crazy Train and like his other hits and stuff. And it was just super, super impactful. A lot of people talk about dying and all their friends are dead and they don't really mean it, but this man is 72 and he means it. He says his friends are calling him from the grave. He's all his life he's been living in yesterday, and he thinks about the entire meaning of the entirety of his life. It is so heavy, and really coming to terms with death after 72 years of life, it is so much more profound than all these other like young people like singing about life. I really loved the music, the composition, and I'm just glad he's still making music. Next is Plastic Hearts. I actually just listened to this a couple days ago by Miley Cyrus. I wasn't gonna listen to it because she's already very, acclaimed. It was really excellent. Angel Like You almost like brought me to tears. And Midnight Sky sounds really like Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks, so she was like drawn from that sort of area. It was excellent, like S-class song composition. It's just insane. So next I'm talking about K-pop, Monsta X, Love Killa, their latest album. They're my bias group, which is like K-pop term for like my favorite group of all time. I don't love all of their albums, so I'm being like completely honest. I really like this album. They have to work on their choreography, their rap, their singing, so they have a lot of stuff to do. They do a lot more work than a lot of Western artists do. And they're just really great people on top of that. Very talented. Honeymoon by Beach Bunny. I've really been loving Beach Bunny. I can relate to her. I thought the album was amazing. I've really connect with Lily. Also, Superstar by Caroline Rose. No one's really talking about her, but the album was amazing. Moral Panic by Nothing But Thieves. This was so deep. It's talking about the society we live in and the moral panic while we're living in a moral panic of 2020. And Connor is one of the best rock vocalists of our generation. So this is from a different album, but it really shows how awesome his vocals are. Just, this man can do everything. He can whisper, he can scream, he can grab. Rocking Like We Do, The Big Moon. I really loved Your Light. They're amazing. All-female band I just found out this year. It's super important to like support female rock artists because they don't really get opportunities for festivals and like stuff like that. There's sexism. Okay. So next is Rina Sawayama. I really love pop rock. So like Baby Metal and like Five Sauce and like contrasting the rock with the pop. Sawayama takes Christina Aguilera, Britney, and adds like metal riffs to it. And I'm also calling you out at the same time, but you like didn't notice because it sounded like a pop song. So it's amazing. Deep Down Happy, Sports Team. I love their raucous energy. The carefreeness of their lyrics and how they're talking about society and just all the different ways that they like really call out the world we live in their music. And they're not afraid to be different, but like social commentary is very important to me because there's a lot of things going on in the world that we shouldn't ignore. So one of my most listened to albums was Under Your Influence because I was aware of it at the beginning of the year. Songs are good. I really like Going Home. And I Can Break Your Heart Too, It All Mean Nothing. Just like the whole album. Sauce, I really loved Teeth. That was probably my favorite song. And also No Shame. And it was kind of funny that Calm came out when everyone was like freaking out in 2020. And also Moral Panic. So, that's coincidence. Next is Nova Twins. I just found about them. From this like collab with Bring Me Horizon. Their amazing rock duo on their album is Who Are the Girls? Tomorrow by Diamond Wade. I would have never listened to her, but she did impress me with her instrumentation and how the music was composed. Big Dreaming Ants by Nana Ajoa. She's a Dutch woman of color in rock. I like super enjoyed her music. I mentioned some other amazing women of color. Alicia Keys and Beyonce both released albums. They're very good, and I'm not really gonna, promote them anymore because everyone already listened to them. Girlhood, self-titled album. They're a duo from Britain. Very, very amazing. Wake Up Sunshine by All Time Low. I really loved Trouble Is, but no one else is into Trouble Is. That's me. And recently Demi got on this monster track. Anyway, that's a really good collab. Okay, next up, Petals for Armor, Hayley Williams. It's funny, Ashton kind of did a solo project, of Hayley Williams did a solo project. Love that. Vega Flowers by Biba Doobie. Really love that. Sorry for the Late Reply by Slotface or Slutface. I don't know how to pronounce them. They're Norwegian. One of the members' names is Vikingstad, which is the most Nordic name I've ever heard in my life. They're amazing. Indie Rock, Woman in Music Part 2 by Haim. Idols by Ultramono. They're, if you know British rock music or punk, you know how good they are and just how impactful they are and how incredible their music is. Paris Use Me. Such a great album. Pink Elephant by Saint Atlantic. You kind of have to really like, pop punk to really like it. I got to see them live. It was a really great experience last year. Feels like we've been here before. This was so pop rock. That's Alright was one of my favorite songs of the year. I super love that song. All Distortions Are Real by Neck Deep. You love them. The Neighborhood, Trip Chrome, and The Monotones. I could not put it on the playlist. It was amazing. Father of All by Green Day. So amazing work there. Hero's Death by Fontaines DC. Amazing piece of work. Prettiest Cure by The Hines. They're Spanish, and I first heard about their music through Control Z. They kind of had a punky pop sound to them. The New Abnormal by The Strokes. And his mastery of song demonstrated in this album, and that is why they have a Grammy nomination for this album. It is incredible. The Killers, Imploding the Mirage, very different from like Sam's Town, which I kind of liked Sam's Town a little more, but I still like the work they did. Jump Rope by Glazers by The Best. Jump Rope Glazers by The Best. Youngblood Weird, which sounded super like MCR. It's all about loving the multifaceted sides of yourself, which is like super important. That super came across, and I love Youngblood. It Is What It Is by Thundercat. If you love bass like me, you love it. The only critique I had was he was like singing a song about existential dread, and it was like really like funky and nice sounding, and then it kind of didn't match, But other than that, I really like that. And shout out to Stray Kids. They also do a lot of like existential sort of like music, which is so different for K-pop. And In Life was a really great album. Last one is Hunger by Malika Hood. Albums hit me right in the heart. So I'm gonna read the lyrics. Okay. This song's called Get It Wrong. If you're lost like me, that's alright. Just get it wrong. I want someone to tell me that I'm not alone. You're not alone. If you try, you never know. Sometimes you need to cry to let it go. And also, Dancer, one of my favorite songs of the year. Overwhelming choices. I get it. Oh, too many voices. Dance, you can dance, you can dance, you have to be a dancer. And then she says, you can ask, you can ask, you can ask. You don't need to know the answer, which is so important. It's like so simple, it's so deep. So, that was Hunger. My name is Hallie. Thank you for watching this video. If you talk about love.